Every 80 seconds, a woman in America dies from heart disease. Did you know that more than half of all women who suffer a heart attack were never diagnosed with any heart condition beforehand? And sometimes the very first symptom is just fatigue, a deep night's sleep, and they never wake up. Not because they ignored their health, not because they ate too much salt or fat, but because the first sign of a heart attack in women is often not chest pain. According to the American Heart Association, heart disease is the leading cause of death in women, and more than half of them had no idea they were even sick. Have you ever felt persistent fatigue that just wouldn't go away? Have you ever woken up in the night drenched in cold sweat with no clear reason? Have you ever opened your eyes to a racing heartbeat, cold hands, or dizziness? Warning: don't ignore these warning signs. They could be the very first symptoms of a silent heart attack.
Margaret lived in the quiet suburbs of Ohio, widowed for over 10 years. Every morning she woke up at 6 o'clock, brewed her coffee, sat on the porch knitting, and listened to NPR as the morning sunlight poured through her window. She still spoke to her late husband, out of habit. "Morning, Jerry. It's cold today, isn't it?" Each afternoon, she walked 15 minutes around the park nearby, carrying a small bag of cookies for the neighbor's golden retriever. She ate well, slept on time, took her blood pressure medication without fail. But a few months ago, something began to change. "I just felt tired," she recalled. "No appetite. Going to bed early, but still waking up exhausted." Even walking from the bedroom to the kitchen became a struggle. One day she tried making coffee, but her hands were trembling so much she spilled the entire pot of water. Then, one cold February morning, as she reached for her coffee mug, she collapsed. Her daughter, Sarah, couldn't reach her by phone. She rushed over and found her mother lying unconscious on the kitchen floor. Her heartbeat was so weak they had to call an ambulance immediately. Doctors later discovered she had a severe deficiency in vitamin B12, vitamin D, and vitamin K2, which led to heart failure.
In America, millions of older adults are watching their diet, taking medications, and getting their cholesterol checked regularly. They believe that's enough to protect their heart. But many still pass away, quietly, with no warning signs. Gerald, age 70, from California, is a painful example. He practiced yoga every morning, ate a balanced diet, and never smoked. But one day, while climbing the stairs, he collapsed. His arteries were severely hardened, even though his cholesterol levels were within the normal range. "I don't understand how this happened," Gerald said. "I followed every piece of advice, but I still ended up with heart failure." This is when we need to ask a deeper question. What happens when your heart silently lacks one or two essential vitamins for years? Studies now show a deficiency in key heart protective vitamins may be the hidden cause behind countless silent heart attacks, especially in older women. Think of your body as a car. Your heart is the engine. If it runs low on oil, coolant, or fuel, it doesn't break down right away. It wears out, slowly, silently, dangerously. Today, I'll show you 7 vitamins that science has proven can unclog your arteries, reduce chronic inflammation, prevent silent heart attacks, and support cardiovascular health in seniors. And the best part? You don't need pills, just natural foods and a small daily habit of care. Helen, age 68, lives in Oregon. She used to believe that irritability and fatigue were just part of getting old. "I slept well, ate regularly, but I always felt restless. Sometimes I even had a slight tingling in my fingertips," she recalled. After a routine checkup and a more advanced blood test, her doctor discovered a severe vitamin B6 deficiency, a vital nutrient that's often forgotten but never unimportant. Vitamin B6 acts like a gatekeeper for your blood vessels. It helps break down homocysteine, an amino acid that, when allowed to build up, can erode your artery walls, making them stiff, inflamed, and fragile. If left unchecked, homocysteine can silently lead to stroke, heart attack, and neurological issues. Helen began adding vitamin B6 back into her life the natural way. A banana every morning, a baked potato once a week, grilled salmon every Wednesday. And after just a few weeks, she felt the difference. I had more energy, my mind was sharper, I even slept better at night. I never thought one small vitamin could make such a big difference. Vitamin B6 doesn't just calm the nervous system or lower blood pressure. It also supports red blood cell production, boosts oxygen delivery to the heart, and protects overall cardiovascular function. For adults over 60, the symptoms of B6 deficiency may not be obvious, but the risks are dangerously real. So, if you often feel tired, short-tempered, struggle with sleep, or experience tingling in your hands or feet, listen to your body. It could be your heart's way of crying out for help. Easy to find vitamin B6-rich foods in your kitchen: bananas, potatoes, salmon, chicken breast, and whole grains. I remember one of my patients clearly. Linda, age 69, living in New Jersey. She came to my clinic with a pale face, frequent dizziness, poor memory, and such extreme fatigue that she barely wanted to get out of bed. Her daughter looked at me with concern. "Doctor, does my mom have Alzheimer's? She keeps forgetting my name, even whether she's eaten." We ran a few tests, and the results surprised both mother and daughter. Linda didn't have Alzheimer's. She had a severe vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is like a delivery truck carrying oxygen to every cell in your heart and brain. Without it, your blood struggles to transport oxygen efficiently. Your heart is forced to work harder, leading to irregular heartbeat, chronic fatigue, heart failure, and memory problems. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food decreases. That's why so many older adults still suffer from B12 deficiency, even with a balanced diet. I guided Linda toward a simpler nutrition plan: boiled eggs in the morning, a glass of B12 fortified almond milk, grilled salmon twice a week, and a daily sublingual B12 tablet to improve absorption. After just 3 weeks, I felt like a switch had flipped, she smiled. I wasn't afraid to get out of bed anymore. You see, sometimes a small symptom like tiredness or forgetfulness isn't just aging. It's your heart whispering for help, asking to be recharged. Great food sources of vitamin B12 include eggs, milk, salmon, lean beef, and fortified cereals. I remember a case vividly. Esther, age 71, from Michigan. She loved reading, baking, and was always careful with her diet. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she barely left her home for over a year. That's when the strange symptoms began: chronic fatigue, muscle aches, and a sudden spike in blood pressure. When she came to see me, she said, "I eat clean, not too much salt, not too much fat, but my heart beats fast, and sometimes I feel this strange tightness in my chest." We tested her vitamin D levels, and they were dangerously low. Esther was a clear example of a growing problem among older adults: vitamin D deficiency caused by staying indoors for too long. You see, vitamin D doesn't just help absorb calcium for strong bones. It acts as a natural anti-inflammatory shield for your heart and blood vessels. Without enough of it, your arteries become inflamed. Your risk of atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and even heart failure goes up quietly. We made small changes: just 15 minutes of morning sun each day, more salmon and mackerel in her diet, a daily glass of fortified milk, and a vitamin D supplement when needed. The results were clear. Now I can stand for hours baking with my grandkids, and I don't need to sit down halfway, she smiled brightly. If you're over 60, spend most of your time indoors or avoid the sun, please don't skip your vitamin D checkup. It may seem small, but it could be the key to saving your heart. Natural vitamin D sources: morning sunlight before 9 a.m., just 15 to 20 minutes a day, helps your body make enough D. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, rich in natural D3. Egg yolks, easy to eat, great for seniors. Fortified milk and plant-based milks, convenient and easy to absorb. Cod liver oil or fish oil supplements. I once met Janet, age 75, living in a quiet, rural town in Vermont. She was always mindful about bone health. For over 5 years, she took her calcium supplement every morning after breakfast, part of her daily self-care ritual. But recently, she began to feel a strange tightness in her chest and sometimes shortness of breath when climbing stairs. When she went in for a checkup, her doctor told her that her arteries were starting to harden. She was confused. "I don't eat much salt. I've been taking calcium regularly. Why are my blood vessels still getting blocked?" After reviewing her diet, I found the missing piece. Janet had never been getting vitamin K2, the silent but vital nutrient that ensures calcium goes where it belongs. Think of vitamin K2 as a traffic cop for calcium. It directs calcium to your bones while keeping it out of your artery walls. Without K2, calcium can build up in the wrong places, leading to arterial calcification, a dangerous condition that raises your risk of heart attack and stroke. I guided Janet to add natural vitamin K2 sources to her meals: aged cheeses, pasture-raised eggs, and natto, a Japanese fermented soybean dish often found in Asian grocery stores and rich in K2. After 6 weeks, her symptoms had eased, her blood pressure stabilized, and the heaviness in her chest disappeared. "I took calcium for 5 years, and I never realized I was unknowingly stressing my heart," she told me. And now, I want to ask you, are you taking calcium every day? Are you sure it's going to your bones or silently building up in your arteries? Natural sources of vitamin K2 include aged fermented cheese, free-range eggs, goose liver, natto, Japanese fermented soybeans. I remember Dorothy, age 73, a retired high school literature teacher from Wisconsin. She had no history of heart disease, ate a clean diet, and believed in living simply. But recently, she began to notice something troubling: shortness of breath, a racing heartbeat when climbing stairs, and a growing heaviness in her chest. When I asked whether she ate fish or took any omega-3 supplements, she said, "I'm not a fan of the fishy taste. I barely eat seafood, and I've avoided fish oil because of the smell." We ran a lipid panel. Her triglycerides were alarmingly high. Her arteries lacked elasticity, and there were signs of chronic vein inflammation. If left untreated, this can lead to high blood pressure, arrhythmia, and even stroke. You see, omega-3 acts like natural oil for your circulatory system. It keeps your blood flowing smoothly, your arteries soft and flexible, and helps your heart beat with ease. But here's the thing: our bodies can't make omega-3 on their own. We have to get it from food. I introduced Dorothy to gentler options: walnuts, ground flaxseed, and high-quality omega-3 capsules. Easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. Now she smiles. "I can read to my grandkids again without losing my breath." And then I asked her the same question I want to ask you. Are you silently letting your heart grow stiff and tired? Are you giving your heart the nourishment it needs to move with ease each day? Or are you waiting until a sudden stroke takes you by surprise? Natural sources of omega-3 include salmon, mackerel, sardines, chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts. Have you ever considered that a simple, humble meal plan, no fancy diets, no harsh restrictions, could actually help your heart grow stronger each day? Are you eating enough, but still missing the one thing your heart truly needs? Have you ever wondered whether today you've given your heart a break or quietly forced it to carry the full weight of your life? Let me walk you through an ordinary day, not complicated, but filled with tiny acts of love toward your own body. Sunrise, morning. Instead of skipping breakfast or rushing with coffee, you gently boil one egg, small but powerful, packed with vitamin B12 and vitamin K2. While you wait, you toast a slice of whole grain bread, a great source of vitamin B6 and gentle fiber for aging digestion. You pour a warm glass of vitamin D fortified almond milk, soft and soothing like a morning hug for your arteries. And if there's a banana on the counter, don't pass it up. That single fruit brings you magnesium and more B6, helping your heart beat more calmly, more steadily. Are you starting each morning with care or with quiet neglect of your heart? Lunch. Choose a tender grilled salmon fillet, not just delicious, but rich in omega-3 and vitamin D to keep your blood flowing with ease. Pair it with a crisp salad, dark leafy greens, a drizzle of olive oil, a squeeze of lemon. Simple, fresh, easy to digest. And if you have walnuts at home, sprinkle them on top. They don't just add crunch. They deliver vitamin E, a silent shield against inflammation and oxidation. Each meal you choose, is it nourishing your life or pushing your heart toward its edge? Afternoon. After a gentle rest, enjoy a cup of low-fat Greek yogurt, light, satisfying, and full of B12 to keep your nervous system steady and your memory sharp. Grab a small handful of sunflower seeds, tiny but rich in vitamin E, natural medicine for your blood vessels, one bite at a time. Are you searching for healing in a bottle while forgetting the miracle might already be in your kitchen? End of day. Let your body wind down with steamed sardines or mackerel, natural sources of omega-3, to calm inflammation and reduce harmful fats in the blood. Pair it with baked sweet potatoes and steamed greens. Simple, comforting, loaded with vitamin B6, K2, and magnesium to lower your blood pressure and relax your arteries. End your day with a square of dark chocolate. A quiet reminder, caring for your heart doesn't require perfection, only a little love. Are you treating your heart like a dear friend or like a machine forced to work nonstop? Are you? Eat well, live gently, and your heart will thank you every single day.
If you've made it this far, I know one thing for certain. You care about your heart and the hearts of the people you love. I've seen many patients over the years, some perfectly healthy on the outside, who collapsed after nothing more than a moment of dizziness. Others who said, "I'm fine, I'm just getting older," until it was too late. And I understand, no one ever really taught us how to care for our hearts through food. We learned to avoid fat, to cut down on sugar, but no one told us about vitamin K2, or D, or E, or omega-3. These silent protectors, hiding in our very own kitchens. You don't have to change your whole life. You just have to begin with one nourishing meal.